right, court is calling 2024 CR 00834 State versus Jeremiah Melvin Simmons. Can I have parties announce?
Jason Garahan for the state, Your Honor.
Martin Garrett, attorney for Jeremiah Simmons.
Melvin Simmons.
All of him can help the wheels move quicker, and get people to where they need to be. Then, if it's a matter of somebody needs a bed, then I'm going to do my best to get them their bed.
Squeaky wheel, Your Honor.
Yeah. All right. We're back on the record in Jeremiah Melvin Simmons. And I'm so sorry if you all could re-announce, please.
Jason Garahan for the state, Your Honor.
Garrett for Jeremiah Simmons.
Jeremiah Simmons.
All right.
Jeremiah Simmons.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Simmons, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Judge, I just want to make sure that if it's listed as a repeater, and I just still have the indictment in front of me.
Okay, let me see.
Okay, I've been informed.
No.
It was not. So we're proceeding on the indictment as it was indicted.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Simmons, did you review the court admonishments and defendant's waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with aggravated robbery. That's a first-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses. The state will call in the right to remain silent. By entering this plea, you are giving up those rights. Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I believe so.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Simmons, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to a jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 8 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine, affirmative finding of deadly weapon, and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, there's a no contact order. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State exhibit number 1 with all of its attachments.
No objection.
All right. Did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence States Exhibits 1 and review the same. All right, after reviewing States Exhibits 1 and attachments, court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Respectfully, Your Honor, we're asking to follow the plea agreement. That responsibility he wants to have on.
All right, so let's talk about the contact. Yes, with Samantha Rendon.
Samantha, that is his wife, Your Honor.
Well, this is sort of like the Bonnie and Clyde situation, though.
Your Honor, I understand, but they do share a child together. And so, again, it's one of those things that once he is released on parole, it does help to be able to be around her and to parent her.
All right, he'll have to take that up with his parole. The court is finding him guilty. The court will enter an affirmative finding of deadly weapon, 8 years in the prison, credit for any time served. There's a $2,000 fine. There's to be no contact with Samantha Rendon and Destiny Macias. Is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Hold on, this case already sounds like a movie plot, a robbery, a hidden betrayal, and a relationship that might have set everything in motion. But here's the twist: the person who might have started it all isn't the one standing before the judge, so the real question is who is truly responsible for this crime?
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because it's plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. This wasn't a good thing to do, right? And then you have Samantha, who is the mother of your child, participating in this. That's not what a good mother does.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
She didn't participate. I was just only did it on my own.
Oh, yeah. But here's the thing. The only reason why you knew that person had $1,000 is because Samantha told you. Otherwise, and you don't have to address this, we're not on the record. Why would Samantha go to a place talking about she's going to go pick up somebody after her friend of 8 years is trying to buy a car, probably struggled to get that money together, goes to the ATM machine to get $1,000, and then she really needed another $1,000, but the ATM wasn't working, so she calls customer service and say, I need another $1,000, and then mysteriously, the mother of your child has to go off in some area for some unknown reason to meet somebody, and that person comes up, which was you, pulls out a gun and takes the $1,000 in that person's ATM card. So, Samantha Rendon, what you should be doing is making sure that your mother or there's some adult who is following the law, who's raising your child. Because Samantha isn't, and who knows, Samantha may not even be waiting for you when you get out. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Have a seat, sir.
Oh, no problem. So what's happening on the motion to revoke?
Apparently, the court had made, a woman named Bernadette Contreras had talked to the court about, she was a fugitive recovery people, and she had made an agreement with the court that court would reset him for compliance. He would do some ANA meetings and make some payments on his outstanding fees and fines and submit some clean UAs. And then before he could start that, he got arrested on the MTI. So we're hoping that the judge will grant the reset and give him the compliance hearing so that he can catch up and take care of it.
Oh, no, the compliance hearing thing, that was a compliance hearing set in April.
Judge, the hearing wasn't actually set. So before we could get it on the docket and so forth, working with the first fugitive task force, he was trying to show some progress to the court. So he was working on doing some things. And before everything happened, before we can show that progress and get it on the docket as a compliance hearing, he was arrested for the MTR.
All right. So this is my suggestion to parties. Let's proceed with the motion to revoke and let's see where we are. And everybody can present whatever they want to present to the court and the court will make a ruling. If y'all want to do that, or if y'all want to set it for contested, whatever y'all want to do. But if y'all will confer and let me know.
We have conferred.
All right, thank you.
We have conferred, yes, Judge.
So what's happening with the motion to revoke? Are we going forth on the motion to revoke?
I believe, Mr. Hicks, did you want to ask for, was it a compliance, or are you ready, Mr. Hicks, now?
Let's pause for a second. Aggravated robbery is no small charge. In many states, it carries a massive sentencing range from just a few years all the way up to life in prison. That's why every word in this courtroom matters when a defendant enters a plea like this there, essentially gambling their future on the deal being accepted by the judge.
I would like to delay the motion vote to allow for him to complete to do the compliance. The stuff that you wanted for the compliance hearing. He is being revoked because of lengthy failure to report. He said that when he first,
I mean, was he in like a coma or something?
not exactly.
I mean, I don't understand the not reporting.
Okay, and that's the hard part to explain.
Okay.
The first couple of times, he didn't have any money to pay his fees, and says, the probation officer said, if you don't pay your fees, we're going to revoke.
All right, so it sounds to me like you all need to have the motion heard and then he can plead true or not true. If he pleads true, I'll hear whatever explanation people want to present to me and then I'll make a ruling. Or if y'all want to set it for contested, we'll set it for contested.
If we set it for contested, and he performs the conditions that the judge had ordered for his compliance, that affect.
I mean, I don't know. Because I haven't seen anything. I'm just going to deal with what's in front of me. I can't tell you how I'm going to rule before I hear everything.
I'm not understanding what's in there.
Y'all, so here's the thing.
Yes, ma'am.
You have a motion to revoke.
Yeah, I was,
All right, you are on deferred adjudication for burglary habitation.
yes, ma'am.
Range of punishment is up to 20 years in prison.
Yes, ma'am.
They have allegations in this motion to revoke certain things that you have not done.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know any facts, right? I don't know if you've done these or not done these, but they're alleging that you've tested positive. They've alleged that they haven't seen you perhaps since 2019.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, and they said that you didn't report your change of address and you haven't been attending your AA meetings. So those are the allegations that are in the motion to revoke.
Okay.
So with regards to those allegations in the motion to revoke, you can either plead true to them or not true to them. If you plead not true to them, what's going to end up happening is it will be set for a contested hearing. What that means is that the state has to prove their case. And with motions to revoke, their burden of proof is not proof beyond a reasonable doubt. All right? It's a lesser burden of proof that they have.
Yes, ma'am.
And I will listen. And if I believe they've proven their case, then I will find it true. And then I will hear, if they say we want revocation or if they say they want you to be continued, then your counsel can present information. I'm assuming he's going to say he wants you to be continued. But here's the thing. Motions to revoke and being on probation, those are contracts with the court.
Yes, ma'am.
So if the state says we want him continued and your client and your defense attorney says he wants you continued and probation says he wants you continued, I don't have to do it.
Yes.
I can still revoke.
And just like that, the verdict is locked in 8 years in prison, a $2,000 fine, and a deadly weapon finding on record. That last detail is huge because it can affect parole eligibility and how long someone actually stays behind bars. But the real dramate's about to happen after the sentencing.
And sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. I can't have your attorney or the state say, oh, this is everything that was going on. What would you do if we presented this information to you? That's not the way it works. I would just sit here, listen to whatever argument people want to bring me, and then I'll make a decision on whether to revoke you or to continue you.
I understand now.
Okay?
Yes.
All right. So if you'll discuss that with your attorney, then let me know what you all want to do.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So last time we were here, there's some missing photos, body worn camera, forensic interview of the witness. So.
Yes, Judge. And for an update on it, we were able to get clarification on the photographs. We were able to get the body worn camera videos. We do have the forensic interview of the child.
Okay. So just 1 second. Let's take it one step at a time.
Of course.
Yeah. So forensic interview, you have that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And counsel, you just need to confer with the state on that.
We did talk on this past Thursday and went over some of the evidence. I had not watched, I represented to him what was in the forensic interview. We haven't shown it to defense yet, but we do have it. So.
Okay. And then the body camera?
Yes, that is downloaded into Veripic.
Okay. And then the photos?
The photos, there was some differences where the report said a certain number and then we received a different number. I did clarify with the detective, the report just had the wrong number. So the photos are all included and they have been included. We just needed that clarification.
All right. Is there anything else?
There is, yes. The 911 recording, this originally went to the city on the 911 call. It later got transferred to the sheriff's office. So I did contact Detective Solis, I guess at the last hearing, to try to get that reporting. He has requested it from SAPD. We have yet to receive it yet from SAPD,
All right.
however.
When do you think you will receive it?
Judge, typically it takes around 2-ish weeks, so I would have thought we'd get it soon. My hope we'd get it within.
Did you catch that the judge just compared this situation to Bonnie and Clyde? That's Courtroom shorthand for a couple involved in crime together. But here's where things get complicated, because according to Simmons, Samantha didn't participate at all. So is this a misunderstanding, or is the judge seeing something the defense doesn't want to admit?
The next week or two.
Don't they just upload it in the system?
They usually do when it's their own case because it was another agency. I think that's where the hiccup happened. Because if it was sheriff's office, they would have done it immediately. But because it was another agency and they didn't have that JN number, I think that's where the confusion happened.
All right. Other than the 911 recording, is there anything else?
No, not to the state's knowledge, no.
All right. Do you think there's anything else, counsel?
Well, other than being able to see the interview or the forensic interview and the 911, that's all I'm aware of now.
All righty. Ms. Ferguson, on this one, let's do a 20-day reset. And at that time, state you'll need to be prepared to tender an offer.
Oh, of course. And for the court's knowledge, I did inquire with the detective on Thursday about his status of the 911. He was still awaiting it. So.
Okay.
But I'll check again later this week.
All right. Thank you. All right. July 24th. An offer will be due. And if there's some other discovery missing, then what's going to end up happening is this next date, witnesses need to be subpoenaed to be here to see why the discovery is not here.
And, Your Honor, I'm actually out the week of July 21st.
Okay.
Would it be possible to have it on the 28th, the Monday?
Norma, put this on July 28th. Defense counsel is out.
Or status.
I'm sorry, state is out.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
Welcome. All right. Is that good for you, the 28th?
Yeah, that's fine. 28th.
All right. So we're going to bring you back on the 28th. What's going to end up happening on that date? They're going to make sure that they have all their discovery, and the state is going to tender an offer to you. And then once the offer is tendered, I'm going to reset it for your plea deadline date. And if an agreement is not reached at the plea deadline date, then what will end up happening, you'll be set for jury trial. You understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have any questions about anything? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Yes.
This is the moment the entire courtroom goes quiet. The judge is essentially laying out a theory of the crime piece by piece, suggesting that Samantha may have set the entire robbery up, whether that's legally proven or not. It's a brutal reality check for Simmons, and it raises a bigger question: was this robbery planned together from the start? That final warning from the judge hits harder than the sentence itself. 8 years in prison means a lot, can change relationships, trust, even family, and the judge is making one thing clear: there's no guarantee the life Simmons knew will still be there when he walks out. So what do you think was the